Okay, part two. Is there any hope for this? So they really have to be that student who is a leader, who this college or university shares values with, right? So look up Stanford University. What are their values? What are their stated values? Can you honestly look at your child's high school story and their life story as will be reflected in their application and their personal statement and say that they're a match for that university? Because here's a hard reality. If they're not, I don't know if they'll get in. But and here is why I'm giving you this first part, because it will prepare you for the second part. The second part of this is if you really want to see if they're the type of student who would be admitted to the university, and you know that they're not going to compete in terms of their grades necessarily, their test scores, because if that were the case, then they'd have to have like a 4.8, if that's even possible, and have a 1600 on the SAT and a perfect 32 or 35 on the ACT, right? And even then, that begs the question, what really admits a student, right? What makes the difference? So here's what you do. Accepting the fact that you want reality and you really want to know. You have your student write a genuine story of who they are, why it matters, and forget the outcome. Really make the focus look all about who they are, why it matters, what has truly moved your student, what truly shows their personality, who they are. That is their best chance, because there's no other child like your child's. Think about it. There's no one on this planet like your child. That does not show up on a transcript or your extracurriculars. I'm sorry. The personal statement is our chance to tell a story. Here's the exciting part, and I've worked with many students on this. And I realized after reading some of these college applications and personal statements that this is not a student that I would admit. So, what do you say to a family, a student who you're working with, and you feel like this person's not a candidate in my view? I mean, I'll still work with them. I'm hoping the best for them. I hope they get in, blah, blah, blah. Let's be real, right? What I said to this child working with her, she lives in Chicago, is I had her reflect. I had her reflect upon what she'd done in high school, her activities, and her experiences, to the point it changed her. It changed her awareness. It made her more empathetic. That was what was missing. So embrace the college application process, in particular the supplementals and the personal statement, as your opportunity for your student to grow into the kind of student who would be admitted. Now you say, well, how's that possible? They're already in 11th grade. What are they going to do? They can't go back in a time machine and join all these extracurriculars. No, they can't. But they can demonstrate in that essay that they learned about themselves and what they learned about themselves. And maybe they can say, you know what? I truly looked at myself. I don't feel like I am worthy of being admitted. But if the student changes, and it's what happened to the student, she began to change as a result of the reflection I did with her, so that she understood her goals of why she wanted to go to that college changed. It was no longer about herself, it was about other people, serving other people. And if you can demonstrate that in a personal statement, even though this may not have been the case in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, you have a better chance of getting in my opinion. You have the best fighting chance. And colleges love students who are real. They're not just, okay, I struggled with this and I became this brilliant student. So there is a risk in doing this, is there not? They could be rejected. But that means probably they weren't meant for that college and probably it wouldn't be a good experience for them. But they're meant for someplace. And so this is an opportunity for you and your child to embrace this process as a means to greater insight and growth. And it leads to questions. Yeah, why do I want to be admitted to this college? And maybe it'll change their whole direction. And when they reflect that in a personal statement, it will show character development and growth. Okay? I can probably have much more to say about this, but I want to leave you with that. Reach out. Look in the description of this video and talk to me. I've worked with many students. I've been accepted to the top university in the nation out of high school. And I did another thing that I'll talk about in the next video. Well, do I have time? Yeah, I think this will be fine. Cal Newport says less is more.